is a household name in today's society. He is a man known both for his great successes and his great failures. Hello, I'm Michael Strand, and I'll be your host for tonight's documentary. Tonight, we'll dive into the world of Paul Korobkov. We will look at his great successes, the things that made him a great man, but also his great charismatic failures that caused him to fall. Thank you. Paul was born on February 17, 1980, on a small farm outside Moscow. Although Paul worked hard every harvest, he always imagined a better life in a better world. When Paul was 10, his family was at last able to afford the move to America, where he could make a new life in New York City. But things didn't go as planned. Work was hard to find in New York for Paul's family, and soon Paul, once again, began to lose hope for a happy and successful life.
Paul Korobkov is a man of great stature. Paulie once told me he worked 26 hours on his farm in one day. I was impressed. Paul sweat like a pig, but he continued to work.
On the verge of despair, Paul wandered the streets of New York City alone, until a carnival director spotted him and immediately asked him to join because of his infamous blonde Russian afro, which was typically only seen in a select few ethnic groups.
Well, in Paul's case, it's directly related to the amount of pigment in the hair follicles. Paul has high levels of eumelanin, which causes the blonde hair, and can also cause the large curly structure that is shown in his phenotype.
Paul became an international star nearly overnight because of his rare blonde afro. People all across America knew the name and hair of Paul Korobkov. After years of traveling in carnivals and talent shows, Paul decided to go back to Russia and join the 1994 Russian Olympic curling team. Although many people believe Paul only joined curling because of his curly hair, people didn't realize Paul had a lifelong passion to become an Olympic curler. However, after losing second place to the United States in Olympic curling, Paul went into deep remission and became addicted to video games, particularly Peggle. He was unproductive in school and work, and soon all he could ever think about was playing Peggle in any video game he could get his hands on. Although he was never quite successful at any of these video games, he tried every day to fill that void in his heart with Peggle and any other video game he could possibly find on the internet or from his friends.
At first, Paul wasn't that bad, but as time went on, it got worse. He started doing his work less, and he started playing video games more until it got to a point where he didn't do his work at all.
In the end, however, Paul got out of his deep remission. He started going to group therapy meetings for game addicts, and was seeing great improvements in his addiction. However, one day, in May 1998, Paul simply disappeared. He was never seen again since then. Although many theories have arisen as to Paul's disappearance, we may never know the truth. Many say he was captured by the KGB, others say by the Border Patrol for not having his green card. But in the end, we will never know who or what took Paul. All we know is that Paul Korobkov was a great leader. He was a great person. And no one will ever forget the name of Paul Korobkov anywhere in the world.